Today you need to watch closely in John chapter 12 at some of the significant things that are being said. So much in these verses. This is Jesus speaking in John chapter 12 verse 30. And he says, "This voice has come for your sake, not mine. Now is the judgment of this world. Now will the ruler of this world be cast out." Now he's speaking of Satan here. And even Christ calls Satan the ruler of this world in this passage. That shouldn't be surprising because in Matthew chapter 4, when you have the temptation of Jesus Christ, Satan takes Jesus out into the wilderness and he says, Jesus, all these things I, Satan, will give to you, Jesus, if you will bow down and worship me. Christ didn't argue with him. Christ understood that in Genesis chapter 1, 2, and 3, when Satan deceived Adam and Eve, Adam originally had dominion and Satan had stolen dominion from Adam and Eve. And so he really was the ruler of this world. But Christ is saying something significant. He said, now is the time for judgment. The ruler of this world is going to be cast out. Now Christ was saying, I am about to end the reign of Satan. I am about to finish off the things that he started. Well, how is he going to do that? Well, he tells you in verse 32, he said, when I am lifted up, I will draw all men to myself, or I will draw all people to myself. What Christ is saying in this passage is when he is raised from the dead, when he is lifted up, when he was crucified, when he was dead and buried and raised from the dead, at his resurrection, Christ did away with the sting of death that Satan had brought. Remember, in the garden, after the temptation of Adam and Eve, and after they fell to the schemes of the devil, they now had a timeline. They would not live forever. They would die. And ever since that day, there was a fear of death. There was a sting of death. Nobody wanted to die. But Christ, at his resurrection, he conquered death. The book of Hebrews says that the one who has the keys to death, that is the devil, has been defeated by Jesus Christ. Also, as a result of the death of Jesus Christ, he said, if I be lifted up, I will draw all people to myself. As a result of the death of Jesus Christ, because when Christ was on the cross, he took upon himself your wrath. That's why Christ cried out on the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me? He received our wrath. The fear of death and the fear of wrath has been removed through faith in Jesus Christ. So the weaponry of Satan has now been destroyed. I hope you understand today that Christ has ended the tyranny of Satan. That just as Martin Luther said in his hymn, A Mighty Fortress is Our God, Satan knows his doom is sure. Christ has won the victory. And I hope and I pray for you today that through faith in Christ, you would be victorious in every area of your life as Christ reigns supreme through the power of his Spirit, because he has drawn you to himself through faith.